Welcome, FNews57 here. Today we are back on Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and again, this is just going to be recorded from stream and uploaded, but we will be going over the Shadow Hunt event. So this is the brand new event that just came out, and you have 6 days to complete it. You can do the challenges mixed through multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone. And you get a couple of things that honestly look all right, and then the biggest factor is if you get the whole event completed, you get the new weapon, which is a new marksman rifle, the TR2, and if you have Black Cell, you do get a new operator skin. So, with that being said, as far as the challenges are concerned, they're honestly really easy, which is kind of disappointing. I personally think the easiest set of challenges is actually the Warzone challenges, but I'm not really a Warzone player, so no point in tearing my hair out. We're going to do the slightly longer set of challenges for zombies, and that's what I would recommend, because it's going to be less aggravating if you copy exactly what I do. So, for a set of challenges, we must complete 30 total rounds. That's easy. It does not have to be done in one game. For the next challenge, we must get 500 critical kills using a weapon that has a suppressor on it. Now, sadly, we cannot actually track these challenges, so I suggest you either remember them or write them down. 500 crit kills, though, is super easy. I'm sure at this point everybody has a gun with a suppressor available on it, and if you don't, it only requires leveling up the weapon to like level 4 or 10 at most, depending on the gun, to get a suppressor unlocked. And any zombies player worth their salt is pretty much going to be using this suppressor because increased salvage. The next challenge is going to be slightly annoying, which is successfully exfil 3 times. Obviously, if you play a lot, that really shouldn't be much of a problem, but we're going to try to do this efficiently. The most annoying challenge is going to be this fourth one, for getting 30 kills in a row without taking damage 10 times. Again, with no way to track the challenge in-game, that is going to be annoying. However, it's basically a slightly harder version of the Afterlife camo challenge, so if you've done that, you should be just fine with this. Also, we have to get 200 kills using melee weapons, which really is incredibly easy, and then we must eliminate 3 elite zombies. So the tracking on the kill 3 elite zombies is probably a little bit buggy. I was talking to my friend Nightmares, and he was having some problems with it tracking. I have a feeling it's because he's getting credit for the elimination, meaning basically an assist, not the actual final bullet on the elite zombie. So I would personally recommend doing this in a solo game, which is exactly what we're going to do. It doesn't matter what other dailies and whatnot that you have. You can just, pick your favorite map and your favorite loadout, or you can follow what I would recommend. Hey, Fear to Beard, by the way, good morning, what's up? And yeah, we are going to try to do this as darn quick as possible. So for me, I'm going in standard. Squad fill off. We'll do a squad game so it doesn't accidentally save, because I don't want to overwrite my other save. And as far as maps go, again, you could do whatever map you want, but I feel like Liberty Falls is going to be our easiest map. Weapon really doesn't matter. Whatever loadout you want, I would recommend a decoy and the frag grenade. Gobblegums, again, don't really matter. Personal preference. If you have the melee weapon, though, the only thing I would recommend the cleaver. It's just going to be a little bit easier to get the melee kills with later on. And as far as a field upgrade, either Frenzied Guard or Ether Shroud. Either one will work perfectly fine. Augments, basically the standard setup to all of your augments if you have them unlocked. Doesn't really matter too much, it's just your basic survivability, with the most important one, in my opinion, being on Melee Macchiato, where we will switch up to Stick and Move. If you want Vampiric Extraction, that works perfectly fine, or Espresso works fine as well. It's entirely personal preference on that, but everything else is just going to be pretty much the standard setup for your augments. Nothing really needs to change specific to get this done. And then we're just going to go ahead and drop in game. This will take 3 games, but what we're going to be doing is we are going to be doing fast games, exfilling on wave 16, which gives us more than enough time to get pretty much the majority of the kills and some of the melee kills per game. What we need to do is we need to achieve at least 90 kills without taking damage. Once we achieve that per match, it doesn't really matter what we do. So obviously I brought in the new LMG because reasons. You can use whatever weapon you want, just make sure it has a suppressor on it. Now, initially, I would activate the Rampage Inducer, but we're not going to be using the Rampage Inducer for this. So, also when it comes to Liberty Falls, we have a few things that we'll be able to use to our advantage. So we do have the vending machine here that you can hit once per wave at the start of the wave if you want. Come up here, trigger those zombies. It helps if you know where the map spawn zombies are, because that's just free points, free kills. If you want to use gobbles, you can use them. You know, a good double points at the beginning is perfectly acceptable. I have a daily challenge for using gobble gums, so I'm just going to get these zombies hoarded up, and while they are trying to cooperate with me here, I'll activate my whimsical gobblegum. So usually there is going to be a zombie in that vehicle right there. More often than not, there's one underneath this car, and sometimes there is one pinned under the semi. So pretty much at this point, we are simply going to go for critical kills, which obviously almost any experienced zombies player will be going for critical kills anyways. And then just kind of stick and move. Crit kills give you more points, plus we need the critical kills in order to get our one challenge done. It doesn't really matter if we don't get crits on everything, that is perfectly fine. We can pull up the menu, go over to weapon stats, look at our eliminations that we have, and when that number reaches 90, we're good. Because remember, we need 30 in a row without taking damage. So we'll keep an eye on our armor value here. And then I like to just stay in the spawn for this, because you can pretty much see the zombies coming and you can build them up. But on Liberty Falls, we have those extra zombies that come out of the motel room, which means that we have extra zombies available to us on wave 1. So while they're nice and slow and easy to kill, we don't really have to worry about anything. This is going to take us a few waves. And then if you really wanted to, you could go to 120 kills without taking damage. That would be acceptable as well. You can hit the vending machine if you want. There is one thing to note: avoid the fire. The fire can damage you, and avoid being close to that ether canister that's shrouded in darkness. You don't want to take damage from that. I'm not 100% sure if it will bug the achievement, or not achievement, sorry, but bug the challenge for the event. However, it says do not take damage. It does not say do not get hit. So for this challenge, it's a little bit harder than the normal Afterlife camo challenge, but I think at this point most folks have done the Afterlife camo challenge, so this should be easy. Again, pulling up the tracker. This is going to take a few waves, though. It actually takes longer than you would think to get 90 or 120 kills. If you have a second player, then you'll get more zombies per wave. So you could use that to your advantage. However, then you have to worry about a second player and having more zombies on the map. What that second player is doing. Are they going to get in your way? You know, are they training in a location that is far away from you, or are they training in a location that's near you? And it just gets annoying. So kind of always remember to be moving. And once you have a decent idea for the zombie spawns, on the map. You'll know what spots are safe to engage a group of zombies at and what spots aren't safe to engage a group of zombies. I could have waited to pick up that double points. It's not really a big deal. Since I'm not playing out a super long game, points management is personal preference. Obviously, I did pick up the double points, so we're going to play for the guaranteed bonus points, which is right here. Grab that.
Bonus points.
Another reason why I prefer Liberty Falls is because of the bug waves. Here on Liberty Falls, we only have to deal with vermin. While I have on 2 separate occasions seen parasites spawn from vermin, you're not supposed to get parasites on Liberty Falls. So we're only supposed to have to deal with vermin, and that's going to make it a lot easier than playing on other maps where you have to deal with flying enemies with a ranged attack. Do bear in mind, if you are in a place that is really out of the way and vermin cannot get to you, it is actually possible for vermin to shoot you with a ranged acid attack. And vermin do have a lunge attack, so I mean, they're not the easiest thing in the world to deal with, but they're pretty easy. We can look and keep track of our critical kills, and we can keep track of our eliminations. We're at 65 on round 6. Only got a bag of chips from the vending machine. That's a little unfortunate. This is where, obviously, weapon damage is going to start to fall off, and depending on what weapon you're using, you may have a more difficult time. I wouldn't recommend bringing in a pistol. You could use an explosive weapon, but you're going to need PhD flopper if you're using an explosive weapon. And just make sure that you're not getting stuck on anything. We can also use that car to our advantage to kind of go ahead and skip over. And of course, if you just wanted to speed through the wave, you could, pick up a nuke. I can't control exactly what power-ups you're going to get in your game, but getting 30 kills, or sets of 30 kills, without taking damage is honestly not that hard. I did just take damage there. I said it wasn't that hard, but we took damage at the 81 mark. That is unfortunate. So since we took damage at the 81 mark, it really doesn't matter. I probably should not have opened that door, to be honest. Opening that door usually makes things worse. But that's okay. It just means that the next round we're going to get 4 instead of getting 3 sets. Of course, you could continue at this point. It doesn't really matter. And obviously, we have to get to wave 15 for the elite, so we are going to continue. But I would say this map is easier to maneuver on if you do not open that first laser gate. Because once you open the laser gate, if you go into there, it counts as a different section of the map. And some, not all, but some of the zombies will despawn from the first section of the map and then spawn behind you. And that's what put me in that situation. Obviously, I could have used my decoy grenade. But, we didn't. Sometimes it can get a little crazy when you jump over a vehicle because, I don't know why, but it likes to pull the camera back. Which really is a weird mechanic. So, I went to vault over the hood of that vehicle and ended up vaulting over the hood and, coming back to pretty much the same side that I started. Which is really weird. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. So we just kind of have to thread the needle back and forth, and I do like to stay going back and forth on the side with the tanker. Obviously, no high zoom optics, please, because that's just going to make life more difficult. And if there are vermin in play, you do want to remove the vermin as quickly as possible. So pretty much by this point, if you didn't get hit, you should have 3 to 4 sets of 30. Right now, I only have 3 sets of 30. So I'm going to do one more wave here in spawn, trying to avoid getting hit. And pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on getting to round 10. We need to get to round 10, and then we're going to upgrade and go from there. So focus on getting as many points and as many kills without being hit as possible up until the point you get to round 10. 11 is going to be a special zombie, so yeah, you can deal with the manglers pretty quick. It is possible, but it's just going to be more annoying. If you have to use the decoy, use the decoy. Another thing I like about the starting area here is the fact that the ammo crate is in a pretty good spot.
I'm gonna smell like blood for days.
Because without pack-a-punching, yeah, you're gonna need ammo. Unless you happen to get an insta-kill.
Insta-kill.
Alright, so 120, we're up to 150. I'm just going to put a plate in so that I see I'm at full armor. Just in case I take damage from something, I'll know exactly when I take damage. It's good to note that. Technically, one more kill, and there we go. We should have our 3 sets of 30. So our quota has been filled for this match. But the zombies still move fairly slow and sluggish, even on wave 9. Do not go up the ladder. They can hit you while you're going up the ladder. So I'll just get these guys grouped up. And just in case my math was off, we'll get a few more kills before I so rudely get hit by that zombie coming around from the right. So now we're not going to worry. Now that we're going into round 10, we literally don't care about taking damage. And I recommend doing this just to make it easier. It'll probably take a minute for the last zombie to die off. It's also entirely possible that the last zombie is just kind of hiding from us. So at this point, I would recommend Jug just because survivability. But what you want perk-wise is entirely personal preference. There's a few extra zombies, so you know, if you're 1 or 2 kills off, you can very easily just kill those zombies and go from there. There's also usually a zombie back here. Or you could use those zombies for free melee kills. Either way works. We're going to get up to the church, and then I'm going to do the little head Easter egg. So we'll take our grenade, throw that up there. Technically, you can still do this all without, you know, getting hit. That's more just a skill thing. We'll take the Pack-a-Punch for 5k, and then there is one more perk that we need to buy. That perk is going to be the wonderful Melee Macchiato. Because remember, we're doing all of these challenges, like, at the same time. So that little exploding head on the roof of the church is going to cause zombies to fall from the sky. Or zombie corpses to fall from the sky. And one of the important things that it will give you is a blue ether tool. But it only gives you a blue ether tool at wave 10 or later. Now that we have that for our weapon that's Pack-a-Punched, we're going to be good to deal with the elite zombie. And since we have Melee Macchiato, we can deal with these zombies with the cleaver in basically one hit. Obviously, we are going to take damage, but we'll get our health back with the vampirism augment, so this honestly is pretty easy to do. And since we need a bunch of melee kills, and unfortunately melee kills cannot be tracked, we're going to use this opportunity to start to get some of those melee kills out of the way. Now, if you get a SAM trial and you want to do the SAM trial, that is entirely personal preference. It is going to slow down your overall completion. So right now I'm trying to do this pretty quick for the video. Once you have enough salvage, I would recommend at least green on the cleaver. And depending on what you get from the special zombie that spawns, the Mangler, depending on what you get from that, that is what is going to determine your next course of action. So we'll kill the Mangler really quick, see what he drops for a score streak. More than likely, it's not going to be a mutant injection. Have to kind of hope that it is a mutant injection. And we're going to try to kill off the regular zombies with our cleaver. You can use any of the melee weapons to do this, but I find I take the least amount of damage and do the most amount of damage while using the cleaver, because the cleaver does more damage, has a decent swing speed, but it has more range than the knife. So with melee macchiato, no pack-a-punch, and green rarity on the knife, we are able to one-shot all of the zombies, which is what we need for right now.
Max armor.
You're going to want to shoot for approximately 100 melee kills per game. If you want to be safe, I do recommend that you grab a little bit of your good old quick revive, and it also doesn't hurt to grab a 2-plate vest. The main thing right now is we don't want to really spend all of our salvage. Salvage is the most important thing. We still need critical hits. You need the most critical hits or critical kills with a suppressor. So we're going to want to get as many of those as possible. And depending on how many zombies and kills and whatnot you're at, you may get more of the kills without being hit done too. So, roughly 159 crit kills. Pretty easy. At this point, if you wanted to turn on the Rampage Inducer, you could turn on the Rampage Inducer, but I really don't feel like there is any reason to turn on the Rampage Inducer. So now I'm going to move to the area that I find to be the easiest to train in, which is over here by Speed Cola. And again, we're going to get some more of these melee kills. We have about 150 crit kills, and we have 3 sets of our 30 kills without taking damage. So we're okay on that front. Now, of course, we could get more of the kills without taking damage. All we would need is a few more decoys, monkeys, Casimirs, anything of that nature. Or just to group up a horde worth 30 zombies and then lay into them. Either way would work. While doing the melee kills, remember to occasionally throw in a armor plate. And I didn't test it, but I do believe the swords on Citadel D'Amour would work for the melee kill challenge. But it's a little bit more annoying since you got to go 10 waves before you even build the sword, and it's just kind of not efficient for this event in terms of getting the event done as quickly as possible. So the key here is going to be to keep approximately 2,500 salvage. You, again, don't absolutely need it, and if you want to do the SAM trial, you can do the SAM trial. Stand still and kill targets. That's really, really easy. So we'll take this opportunity to get some crit kills here. by adding in this SAM trial, we actually give ourselves a really good opportunity to go ahead and get a nice group of zombies built up, and then we'll have even more kills in this match than what we would have normally. Now, you may get an additional special zombie. You know, you may not. You may. It all depends. It's different for every person, every game. And I'm going to use my Frenzy Guard ability and just lay waste to all of these zombies.
I'm still standing, you scuffed bastards.
It's not a big deal if you fail the SAM trial, because really all I'm doing with the SAM trial is gaining additional zombies. I'm not actually here to fully complete the SAM trial, but if you get an easy challenge like killing zombies while standing still, yeah, it's kind of hard to fail that. And the reason why we did it is because we like rewards. So a refined Ethereum crystal, that's badass right there. That's a free Pack-a-Punch level 2. I mean, you're not guaranteed to get that, but you're going to get something. Also, if you're low on armor, there is the hidden armor that you can shoot right there to give you a max armor. So on round 15, we're going to get a abomination to spawn. And we're going to murder this abomination. We're also going to take the opportunity to get more crit kills. And we want to murder the abomination before finishing off the last zombie. So the abomination is the elite zombie for this map. This is where if you wanted to use a gobblegum like a killjoy, you could, and you'd be able to eliminate the elite zombie faster. It's a good idea to take a look at what the elite zombie drops when you kill it. If you get lucky and get a chopper gunner or mutant injector, then you're in business. If you do not get lucky and you did not get one of those two things, though, well, that's just unfortunate. But that is why we came prepared and we saved 2,500 salvage. So, we're going to go ahead and get our first successful exfil, completing one of the set. We're going to buy a mutant injector from the crafting bench for 2,500 salvage. And then make our way over to the exfil, and we're going to go ahead and call in the exfil. If you really wanted to be fast, you could have opened the ice cream shop up ahead of time, and then use that to cut through into the bank. Wave 16, the exfil usually is over here. Of course, you have to open the ice cream shop by opening that door. So we'll wait for a few zombies to spawn. If you want to get some extra melee kills, you can get some extra melee kills. And then just use the mutant injector and beat up on everything. Now, normally you'll get a little tracker that shows, you know, how many more zombies you need to kill. And you'll get a second elite zombie. So we've got a second elite zombie that we can kill. I'm not going to actually kill it. I'm going to kill the regular zombies with my mutant injector. And then, because I still need elite zombie kills with this weapon, I'm going to finish killing this elite zombie with my regular weapon. But you don't have to do that. At which point we'll go ahead and successfully exfil. And taking a look at the timer with explanation time, because I was a little bit slow, but that took us roughly 23 minutes. So the goal here is to be able to complete the event in approximately an hour. If I didn't have to explain and wasn't recording, I could probably do it in under an hour. But at most, it'll take you 90 minutes to complete the event. So now all you need to do, load out, double check your challenges to see what your progression is and make sure everything is tracking correctly for you, and then repeat what we just did 2 more times. So you're going to be playing a grand total of 3 games. We can skip that real quick, go over to the event, and you'll notice that we have 15 out of our 30 for total waves, 258 crit kills, successfully exfil 3 times, that's 1 of 3. 30 kills in a row without taking damage is actually all the way up to 6, even though mathematically that should have only been 4, but hey, that's okay. That just means we get the challenge done faster. And we also got 104 melee kills. We need to get like 80 melee kills per game. And then we have 2 of 3 kills for the elite zombies. So all you're going to do is go right back in and repeat that process.
I knew this up was going to get weird. Not that fucking weird.
And there's a shadow hunt. 30 kills in a row without taking damage 10 times. That challenge is done. I know I said, folks, that you were going to need to do this a total of 3 games. That is worst case scenario, though. 3 games is the worst case. If you get a little bit of luck and you have a little bit of skill, then you really will be doing this in 2 full games, and then the 3rd game is just going to kind of be a speedrun version. So, since we don't need to worry about taking damage right now, we can actually be a lot more aggressive and work our way to the church while doing melee kills. If you want, at this point, it's going to take like 3 hits with the cleaver to kill a zombie. If you do get an insta-kill or you bring in a insta-kill gobblegum, then obviously it's only going to take 1 hit. And if you bring in a insta-kill, so a killjoy gobblegum, then I would highly recommend that you pair it with Temporal Gift to give yourself a full minute of non-stop zombie killing action. Of course, we do still need critical hit kills, so don't discount using your weapon. This is just to get some early melee kills done. And we're going to continue the exact same process, get up to the church, do the zombie head Easter egg. It's just, it really doesn't matter if we take damage while we're doing this, so think of this second run as a easier run, and then the 3rd run is going to be more of a speed run. And there we go, there is our 200 melee kills challenge completed. Of course, still over here on our 2nd match. Just showing that normally I would completely skip this 2nd match and edit it out, but I did want to show the challenges unlock. And just showing that you can get some of those challenges done and out of the way early, so you don't really have to worry about them. This will also be the last round where we are going to exfil on the 16th round, and the last match we can exfil on early because we're really not going to need that much. So at this point, we pretty much don't have many challenges left. And the only challenges that we have are critical kills, waves completed, and elite kills. We really can get through those very quickly. So for crit kills, obviously, we're just prioritizing shooting zombies in the head. It's really just that simple. The waves completed we'll have done here after 2 waves. And if we're really good and really lucky, it is possible to get the crit kills done within 2 games. But I was going more for my melee kills there and not really paying that much attention to crit kills. So there's a pretty good chance that we're not going to get the crit kills done this game. Of course, if you do add in SAM trials, though, it is one of those things that can be a lot more likely. So obviously, this SAM trial right here with combat axes, it's going to be pretty hard to get a critical kill with a combat axe. I believe it's actually statistically impossible to do that. So what we're going to do is we're not even going to pick up the combat axe, And instead, for the next roughly 90 seconds that trial gives us, we are going to have unlimited zombie spawn. So we'll have the default zombies that will spawn with the wave, and then we'll have a bunch of purple-eyed zombies that will spawn as well. And all of those purple-eyed zombies, they don't count towards the wave. They're just extra zombies for you to be able to complete your challenge. Or at least that's the theory behind it. However, for us, they are extra critical kills. Just a bunch of ugly, half-rotten pineapples filled with jam. So that's going to allow us to get more critical kills. Of course, we do need to eliminate this abomination. They're done. Nope, did not get lucky this time either. There's our 3 elite kills done. Technically, we could have gotten that with the exfil bird, but that's okay. There's our survive 30 total rounds challenge done. Since it says survive 30 total rounds, it doesn't count the round that we exfil on, which kind of makes sense. I did open the ice cream shop door, so I'll show you. We're just going to go through the ice cream shop, cut through the wall of the bank, and before the exfil chopper is even marked, we're already here at the exfil site. Very easy. So we'll just get some zombies to go ahead and come in here on us, and then use the mutant injector, which you should have way more than enough salvage in order to get the mutant injector like I did, and we'll just use this to finish off all of the zombies. You do get a elite zombie here, I would say like 9 out of 9 times, at least 9 out of 10 times. I want to kill him with my LMG though, because I still need the Nebula camo. But this way, if you are short an elite zombie, you can get the elite zombie at the exfil. It makes life a lot easier. And then we're just going to get out of here.
Nice pull, pilot.
Now, if we look at the event, you'll notice that I literally need just a handful of crit kills with a weapon that's suppressed, and the exfil for the 3rd time. So, unfortunately, there's no way for us to exfil multiple times successfully from the same game. If you had a friend that was in a game and about to exfil, you could hop in and join them real quick if you wanted to, but that's really about the fastest way to go through it. So what we're going to do here for the last run, set up almost exactly the same, but we are instead going to exfil on round 11, which is going to be the first opportunity that we do have to exfil. So for that, I would recommend a SMG. Which SMG you use is entirely personal preference, but I would recommend using an SMG just because it'll make it a bit faster. And we're going to change the setup to start with a little bit. Of course, make sure that the gun that you are bringing in does have a suppressor on it. Alright, so to start, we are actually going to flip on the Rampage Inducer this time. Now, if you finished all of your kills in the first match, you could actually put that on, you know, for your second game as well. Rampage Inducer just, it makes the zombies swing faster, run faster. There isn't downtime between each wave, so it does get more chaotic. And that's why I recommended a SMG, so that you have a little bit better maneuvering and movement speed.
Double points.
If you get a double points, fantastic. We can do the exact same thing here. We're just going for speed. I will grab this door, but I am not going to be spending any of my salvage, because salvage is going to be key to this. So we'll grab the free bonus points that basically almost pays for the door when you're playing solo, and then we're just going to eliminate as many of these zombies while we have the double points as possible. While the money isn't exactly that important, it's nice to have extra points because you can make extra upgrades with it. Same thing applies to hitting this vending machine. It's nice to do so. Maybe you'll get lucky and get something, maybe you won't. Then we're going to open the door leading into the bowling alley. You can shoot the pool balls on the table for an extra 100 points. And then we're going to open the door leading out to the exfil area. Now, by doing this particular setup, we're going to be a little bit more limited, but honestly, the only hard part here is going to be the actual exfil. So there's our 500 critical kills while using a weapon that is suppressed. This area is not as good to train in because the zombies just tend to hit you, especially with the rampage inducer on. You can open the door to the bank if you want. That gives us access to Jug. And there's a 2-plate vest on the wall. You can also go up to the church from here and then grab yourself a pack-a-punch if you have enough cash for it. Now, having enough cash for the pack-a-punch is all going to come down to what power-ups you get. I actually got lucky. I got the nuke on that, so we got a little extra money there. 4K, more than likely, we're going to have enough money for Pack-a-Punch. It's going to be tough as far as getting enough cash to open up all the doors and getting enough to Pack-a-Punch, so you'll have to make that decision based on what you have.
Perfect. Keep wasting those little shits on sight.
At this point, since we already have our critical kills, it literally does not matter how we kill a zombie. We're just going for speed here. Crit kills will give you more points, so I still would recommend that you kill zombies with a critical kill, but if you're missing like a couple melee kills or something, you can easily just do it with that. Now that we have the church open, we're going to break all these crystals. And what we're hoping to get from these crystals is salvage. That's why we wanted to get into the church relatively early. Now, just because we have the rampage inducer on does not mean that anything else has changed. It just means that we have less working time. So these zombies are going to be always ferociously on our backsides.
Another tango identified. How many freaks are there?
Honestly, it's a little bit annoying, but I'm just trying to get this done faster. Also, without the downtime in between rounds, it means that your power-ups, while they last the same amount of time, you're going to get more zombie kills out of something like an insta-kill than you would if you didn't have the rampage inducer on.
Culling is why I wake up in the morning. Fuck center mass, I'm spraying some gray.
So like I said, the priority here, this run is going to be on salvage. We want to get 2,500 salvage. Honestly, the odds of getting 2,500 salvage are not necessarily in our favor, though. That's why we are pulling out all of the stops and breaking these crystals.
Here's to finding more efficient ways to kill shit.
Since we're playing solo, we do have a free self-revive. I would have recommended buying Jug. That down is completely avoidable. We should not have gone down there, in all honesty. I had my ability. I should have just activated my ability and then, you know, not worried about it. But you know what they say, shoulda, woulda, coulda. So we have to be a little bit more careful now because I don't have a self-revive, and we're not going to have enough salvage to make another self-revive. But that's okay because we have almost everything else that we want anyways. I have a pack 1 gun. Just to make things easier, I will open up the bank here. We're going to do almost the same thing because I'm buying Jug.
Who needs a tank when you are the tank?
I'll use the decoy to buy myself a little bit of time. Buy that wall so we can get back in. Super easy. I'll go to the bank vault because I got stuck in a bunch of zombies. Act like I'm going to enter the code. And then that causes all the zombies to run away. The 2-plate vest, buying that off the wall is pretty nice. Comes in handy. Again, not completely necessary. Salvage is what we're after, so, you know, we want to get as much of it as possible. Having the extra points to get, like, another perk would be nice. It's not necessary, but it would be nice. So at the end of the round, we'll grab that. Round 10 happens to be a bug wave. Okay, I can deal with that. We have 2,550 salvage. So we're good on that front. I am going to do the head Easter egg here. That's why we brought in the frag grenade in the first place. And what we want to do, while I did eliminate the chance of me being able to get another perk, because I purchased ammo, even though I'm on a bug round, that's okay. We're going to leave 1 spider. Just try to leave 1 spider alive. These guys attack faster with the rampage inducer on. We're going to get the free tool upgrade. And the reason why I'm going about this is to give you guys options, because getting 2,500 salvage, I mean, it's totally doable. We've done it here. You can see that it is doable. But just for those folks that might not be able to get to 2,500 salvage, now you have a Pack-a-Punch 1 blue rarity SMG, which is more than adequate for tearing through the last little bit of the zombies for exfil. So, once you're set up, whether you have enough or not to buy the mutant injector, if you have enough, buy the mutant injector. If you don't have enough for the mutant injector, that's okay, because again, Pack-a-Punch 1 blue rarity weapon, that's gonna keep you. I do recommend getting rid of the Mangler, and then we're just gonna head straight for the exfil, which is gonna be on the other side of the bowling alley. We do have an ammo box. If you still have a decoy, you know, that gives you a good get out of jail free card. If you don't have a decoy though, which you probably won't if you never turned off the rampage inducer, you're gonna get a special zombie, and there is the green Tonto on the wall, which you could buy off the wall if you wanted to do that. So, like, if for some reason you didn't have enough points to Pack-a-Punch or upgrade, you could just buy that green Tonto. A little bit more chaotic, but as you can see, I very easily finished that. And that took us 11 minutes to do. I'll check everything that I missed in the stream chat here in a minute once we get out of there. I just want to show you that we have the event fully completed. So again, you could use the mutant injector and just, you know, smooth, safe sailing, you know, 0 skill required to do that. Or by using that head Easter egg, you know, It's much faster. So even with explaining and everything, that took me like 23 minutes for the first game, 20 minutes for the second game, 11 for the third game. So under an hour with explaining and recording while live streaming, and we're done with the event. Now, if you follow what I just showed, then you should be easily able to wipe out the Shadow Hunt event. So you'll go ahead and get the Shadow Hunt event completed. Gotta love that nice shiny screen. And that's going to give you access to the new TR2 marksman rifle, and if you have the black cell, the new operator, as well as the other little attachments, perks, double XP token, weapon charm, emblem, and spray. So if you're watching the video on YouTube, I hope it helped you out. Do me a huge favor, leave a like on it, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Till next time, stay frosty.